God says, "Beloved soul, there are moments in life when you may feel uncertain about the direction you are taking, as if you are moving forward without fully understanding what lies ahead. In those moments, it is natural to look for clarity, to search for signs, and to wonder if you are making the right choices. Yet even when everything feels unclear, there is a quiet guidance that continues to exist within your journey, gently leading you step by step." God says that guidance does not always appear in loud or dramatic ways. It often comes in the form of small realizations, subtle feelings, and quiet moments of understanding that you may not immediately notice. These moments are not. They are part of the way your path unfolds, offering you direction in a calm and natural way. Beloved soul, there have been times when you felt unsure about something, yet later you realized that a certain thought or feeling helped you move in a better direction. That quiet sense of knowing is something you already carry within you. It may not always be obvious, but it is always present. God says that many people expect guidance to come with urgency or pressure, but true guidance does not rush you. It allows you to move at your own pace, to reflect, and to choose your path with awareness. When you feel calm, it becomes easier to recognize what feels right for you. Beloved soul, the message you are receiving today is not meant to create fear or confusion. It is simply an invitation to pause and become aware of the direction your life is taking. When you take a moment to reflect, you begin to see how your experiences have been shaping your understanding. God says that your journey is not or without purpose. Every step you have taken, every decision you have made, and every experience you have lived through has contributed to the person you are today. Even the moments that felt uncertain were guiding you toward growth. Beloved soul, when you allow yourself to trust this process, your thoughts begin to feel lighter. The need to question everything begins to fade, and in its place comes a quiet confidence that your path is unfolding as it should. God says that you are not alone in your journey. There is a steady presence of guidance that continues to support you, even when you do not fully notice it. This guidance is not outside of you, it is part of the awareness that helps you understand your experiences. Beloved soul, take a moment now to slow down and breathe. Notice how your thoughts feel when you are not rushing. Notice how your body feels when you allow yourself to relax. In this calm, you begin to reconnect with the guidance that has always been there. God says that clarity does not need to be forced. It appears naturally when you create space for it. When you allow yourself to pause and listen, you begin to see your path with greater understanding. Beloved soul, trust that the direction your life is taking is leading you toward growth, understanding, and new experiences. You do not need to fear missing anything. Everything you need will appear at the right time. God says that the most important thing you can do in this moment is to remain present. When you focus on the present, you allow yourself to move forward with calm and awareness. God says, beloved soul, there is a quiet shift that begins to happen when you stop questioning every step of your journey and start allowing yourself to trust the direction your life is taking. It does not mean that every doubt disappears instantly or that every answer becomes clear all at once. Instead, it means that something within you begins to relax. The constant need to control, to predict, and to understand everything begins to soften, and in that softness, a new kind of clarity starts to grow. God says that trust is not something that appears suddenly. It is something that develops slowly through your experiences. Each time you move forward despite uncertainty, each time you make a decision without having every answer, and each time you reflect on your journey, you are building that trust within yourself. Over time, it becomes stronger, guiding you even in moments when things feel unclear. Beloved soul, there have been moments in your life when things did not go the way you expected, yet later you realized that those moments led you towards something better or something more meaningful. At the time, you may not have understood why things happened the way they did, but with time, the purpose behind those experiences became clearer. God says that this is how your journey unfolds. Not everything is meant to be understood immediately. Some parts of your path only make sense when you look back and see how everything connected. This is why trust becomes so important, because it allows you to move forward even when the full picture is not yet visible. Beloved soul, when you begin to trust your journey, your thoughts start to feel less heavy. You are no longer constantly asking, "What if this goes wrong?" or "What should I do next?" Instead, you begin to feel a quiet confidence that whatever happens, you will find your way through it. God says that this confidence does not come from knowing every answer. It comes from knowing that you are capable of handling what comes your way. It comes from the strength you have already shown and the lessons you have already learned. Beloved soul, take a moment to reflect on how much you have already experienced. Think about the challenges you faced and how you found a way through them. Think about the moments when you felt uncertain but still continued moving forward. All of these experiences are proof that you have the strength to trust your path. God says that when you allow yourself to trust, you begin to feel a sense of peace that was not there before. It is not a loud or overwhelming feeling, but a quiet calm that stays with you even when things are not perfect. This calm helps you see your life more clearly. Beloved soul, the message you are receiving is not asking you to have complete certainty. It is simply inviting you to take one step at a time, with awareness and trust. You do not need to know everything about the future. You only need to be present in this moment. God says that your journey is still unfolding, and there are many moments ahead that will bring clarity, growth, and understanding. When you trust this process, you allow those moments to appear naturally. Beloved soul, as you continue moving forward, you may begin to notice that your decisions feel more natural. You are no longer forcing yourself to find the perfect answer. Instead, you are allowing your understanding to guide you step by step. God says that this is what it means to live with trust. It is not about having control over everything. It is about having confidence in your ability to move forward, no matter what happens. Beloved soul, trust that the path you are walking is leading you toward experiences that will help you grow. Even if you cannot see the full picture yet, it is already beginning to take shape. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when clarity no longer feels like something distant that you are constantly trying to reach, but something that begins to form quietly within you. It does not arrive all at once, and it does not demand your attention in a dramatic way. Instead, it grows gently, through your experiences, your reflections, and your willingness to trust the path you are walking. In this moment, you begin to feel that what once seemed confusing is slowly becoming easier to understand. God says that clarity is not about knowing every detail of what lies ahead. It is about feeling a sense of direction, even when the full path is not visible. When you trust your journey, you begin to recognize that each step you take is part of a larger process that is guiding you forward. This understanding brings a quiet sense of confidence that replaces the constant need to question everything. Beloved soul, there have been times in your life when you looked back and realized that things made sense only after they happened. Situations that once felt uncertain revealed their purpose over time. This is how your journey continues to unfold. What feels unclear today may become meaningful tomorrow through reflection and awareness. God says that as you continue to trust this process, your thoughts begin to feel lighter. You are no longer carrying the same level of doubt or hesitation. Instead, you begin to move forward with a sense of calm, knowing that you are capable of understanding your path as it unfolds. Beloved soul, clarity often appears when you stop forcing yourself to find answers and instead allow yourself to observe what is already present. When your mind becomes quiet, you begin to notice patterns, connections, and insights that were always there but went unnoticed. God says that your awareness is expanding. You are beginning to see your life from a broader perspective, understanding how your experiences have shaped your growth. This awareness helps you make decisions with greater confidence and less hesitation. Beloved soul, you may begin to notice that your reactions to situations are changing. Things that once caused confusion may now feel more manageable. Decisions that once felt difficult may now feel more natural. This is a sign that your clarity is growing. God says that you do not need to rush this process. Clarity develops at its own pace, allowing you to fully understand each step of your journey. When you accept this, you begin to feel a sense of peace that comes from trusting the timing of your life. Beloved soul, there is a quiet strength in allowing yourself to move forward without having every answer. It shows that you trust your ability to navigate your path, even when things are not fully clear. God says that as you continue listening to your inner awareness, you will find that your path becomes easier to follow. You will begin to recognize what feels right for you and what aligns with your growth. Beloved soul, this clarity is not something separate from you. It is something that has been growing within you through every experience you have lived. It is the result of your patience, your reflection, and your willingness to keep moving forward. God says that your journey is guiding you toward a place where understanding feels natural and calm. You are not lost, and you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Beloved soul, trust that the clarity you are beginning to feel will continue to grow. It will guide you in ways that feel steady and reassuring, helping you move forward with confidence and peace. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when everything you have been slowly learning begins to settle into a quiet and steady strength within you. It is not something that appears suddenly, and it is not something that demands attention. Instead, it becomes part of the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you move forward in your life. This is the moment when trust is no longer something you are trying to build, but something you naturally carry within yourself. God says that throughout your journey, you have been learning how to trust step by step. Every time you moved forward without having all the answers, every time you faced uncertainty with patience, and every time you allowed yourself to reflect instead of rushing, you were strengthening this trust. What once felt difficult now begins to feel natural, because you have grown through those experiences. Beloved soul, you may begin to notice that your thoughts feel calmer now. The constant need to question every detail begins to fade, and in its place comes a quiet confidence that your path is unfolding in the right way. This confidence does not come from knowing everything, but from understanding that you will find your way as you continue moving forward. God says that trust changes the way you experience your life. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what you cannot control, you begin to focus on what you can understand in the present moment. You begin to see that each step you take is enough, and that you do not need to rush ahead to feel secure. Beloved soul, this is where true peace begins to take root. Not in perfect circumstances, but in your ability to remain steady within yourself. When you trust your journey, you no longer feel the same pressure to control outcomes. You allow life to unfold while you move forward with awareness. God says that as you carry this trust within you, your decisions begin to feel more aligned with who you are. You are no longer forcing yourself to find the perfect path. Instead, you are allowing your understanding to guide you naturally, step by step. Beloved soul, there is a quiet strength in knowing that you do not need to have everything figured out. You only need to continue moving forward with patience and openness. This strength is what allows you to face challenges without feeling overwhelmed. God says that your journey is not about reaching a final destination quickly. It is about growing through each moment and understanding your path more deeply. When you trust this process, you begin to feel a sense of balance that stays with you. Beloved soul, take a moment now to reflect on how far you have come. The person you are today carries more understanding, more resilience, and more awareness than before. This growth is something to be recognized and appreciated. God says that the path ahead of you continues to unfold in a way that supports your growth. You do not need to force clarity or search endlessly for answers. They will appear as you continue walking forward with trust. Beloved soul, the most important realization you can carry with you is this: you are not lost, and you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be in your journey, learning what you need to learn and growing in ways that will guide you forward. God says that as you continue moving ahead, allow this trust to remain with you. Let it guide your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions. It will help you navigate your path with calm and confidence. Beloved soul, everything you have experienced has led you to this moment of understanding. And from here, your journey continues with a deeper sense of peace, clarity, and strength. If this message touched your heart, type Amen in the comments and share this message with someone who may need encouragement and peace today.